Hi there, it's Heather Steves here. Today I wanted to share with you a fun little technique that I thought I would try using my distressed oxide inks. So for this project I'm using the Tattered Rose, Picked Raspberry, and the Seedless Preserves. So the first step in this process is just to create the background with the ink colors. So I'm just taking the lightest color to start. I am using my ink blending tool and I'm just adding that here. And then the next step that I got to do when I'm adding this second color is I want to go back to the first color and go over it again, as you see here, and then that just creates a really nice blend of those two colors. So I'm going to do that for all of the colors. So for this technique, I'm using our stamp of the month for February 2021. It's called Doodle Borders, and I'm going to do something that I've never tried before, so I just thought, why not? I'll give it a go and I'll experiment and see what happens. So I've put 3 of the little border stamps on my stamp block, and I've spritzed some water onto my mat, and I'm just stamping with water. So because the oxide inks are reactive to water, I just thought, let's see what it looks like. So you can see the little bit of change, but the longer you leave it, the more that it will show. And so it's just a very light effect that comes. So I wasn't too sure how well it was going to work, but it actually worked out pretty good. Even though there's words on the one stamp, you can't really read them, but it just gives a really nice watercolor type background. So now I'm taking one of my stitch bracket thin cuts, and I'm going to create a little decorative element there. So I'm taking the same stamps, and this time I'm inking them. I thought maybe I would have enough ink left on my sponge daubers, but it wasn't enough. So I'm actually taking the ink pads here, and I'm inking everything up, and then I'm going to create a little bit of a pattern. So as you can see, I inked it up in the 3 different colors. I thought that that was nice to do it and mimic the colors in the background. So it creates a nice little piece here, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut it with my thin cut. So now I'm just getting ready to assemble my card. So I'm just placing the pieces together. And I noticed that I think that that little tag needs a little bit of something. So I picked the Tattered Rose, and I'm just gonna ink the edges of that. And then I also noticed that it still feels like it needs like this big sentiment. So I'm gonna grab just a little scrap piece of paper, and I'm using the Tattered Rose, and I'm just coloring this piece of paper, and then I'm gonna die cut it. Then I'm going to stamp it and then die cut it. So I'm using the stamp set Birthday Borders. So you'll see that just in a second here. And I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday and then cut it out. now I'm actually attaching all the pieces together. You'll notice that I just use regular adhesive ATG tape gun to attach most of the pieces, but I did bend up the edges of that little tag there just to try and add a little bit of dimension. And then I'm going to take the sentiment and pop it up on some thin foam squares. So for just a little bit of dimension, because it's easier to put them in the mail when there's not too much dimension. Now I'm just adding the last finishing touch, and I pulled out some gems from my stash, and I'm just going to add a few of these little purple gems, and then my card is all done. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful day.